All right, can you guys hear me? Anyone in the chat? Let me know if I'm coming through okay. All right, sounds like and the sound level's good. Everybody hears me, no problem. I don't need to crank up anything. All right, looks like everybody's saying good and great. Sorry about that, I had a little technical difficulty. Got a new computer today, still trying to figure out everything on it, so I apologize for the slight delay there. We are going to go over fast turns today, and I'm going to give you a basic rundown of what I consider a fast turn, why you should make them a part of your business, and hopefully you get some tips and pointers. And at the end, we'll have a Q&A session. You guys fire away with whatever questions come to mind. And let's see. Need to do a couple things real quick, so bear with me. We'll get going. Wow, looks like we got a pretty sizable crowd. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate everybody being here. Recognize a whole lot of people from the CES conference. That was awesome. So glad to have been able to make it down there and meet so many of you in person, face to face. That was terrific. Mark Barrington, you guys are both awesome. Chris Green is not going to make it here tonight, though his picture is up there, but I owe him a debt of gratitude. He got me set up with the Spreecast today, so thank you everybody for attending. And let's see, I wanted to do one other thing. All right, just real quick, I'm going to throw up my coaching page just in case anybody wants to check it out. This Spreecast is actually a part of that. It is the basis of everything that I do. So we start with this, and then I build on that from there in the coaching. But we won't get into that too much. This is not a sales pitch. This is just a little introduction of who I am and what I do. With that being said, right above me here is my little picture of me getting to run my first 5K. That was last year. And if you click on the follow me button, you'll see every time I put out a Spreecast. I'm hoping to make this a regular thing. Maybe once a week, once every couple weeks, get together and touch on some topics that come up. So, all right, here we go. You're going to see me kind of looking up. I actually have two computer screens. One of them is looking at me. Lucky you guys get to see me. The other one has my PowerPoint. That's kind of my notes as we go through all this. So I'm sorry if I'm not looking straight at the camera. If you have any questions, right down here, let's see, right down there, there's the chat, and just below it, it actually says questions. It is going to be tough for me to keep up with the chat as things go along, but if you post the questions, those actually get listed and stay in a like a static screen so I can read those better. So if you have a question, try to figure all this out. Way down at the bottom, below the chat, that's where you ask your questions. If you guys want to talk to each other, do it in the chat room, have at it. Make fun of me, poke fun at each other, whatever you feel like doing. Just don't expect me to respond too much to the chat. But all right, here we go. Fast turns. What are they? And some of the terms that I'm going to cover so that you guys know what I'm talking about. How do you find a fast turn? What do you do when you find a fast turn? Repricing, which I consider to be secondary, but after I did this webinar the first time, I found out just how many people do not reprice regularly. And when they started to, they came back with great feedback and said that was the best takeaway they had from this whole thing. So what I thought was just kind of an insignificant something to throw in there turned out to be an incredible little nugget. So I'm going to touch on the repricing because that's how you get in the buy box. You know, Chris Green does a great job of telling you exactly what goes into the buy box, what you can control and what you can't. But hey, if you're not in the buy box, chances are you're not selling a whole lot of stuff. What product lines work and why? The downside to fast turns and retail arbitrage. You know, everybody likes to talk about finding the quick turns and the great products and this and that, and nobody likes to talk about the bad stuff. And there is some bad stuff, and I've been caught in it myself. more than one occasion, and some of it was months ago, some of it was weeks ago, and I may be in the middle of some of it right now. You just never know. And then I'm going to show you my personal inventory levels and show you what it takes to run a fast turn business, because it's nice to get your money in and get your profits and get everything back out, but it's a whole lot of work also, and you'll see exactly what I mean. So the first thing we want to define is what is a fast turn? And to me, fast turns is anything that can be sold within 2 weeks to a month. Okay, I don't hold things long tail. I don't go for that. I'm going to hold it 6 months from now and I'm going to double my money or triple my money. No, I'm going to get in. I'm going to get it turned 2 weeks, a month tops. I want to sell out of that entire product line. So in order to do that, you need to know the turnover formula, your turn rate, your burn rate, all kinds of terms for really the same thing, which is nothing more than your inventory level divided by your burn rate equals your turnover. For example, if you have 28 items in stock and you're selling 2 a day, that's 14 days worth of inventory. Pretty basic stuff, but that's how you have to start thinking. It helps you when you figure out how much you want to order of a certain product. It's also going to make you pay attention to what's going on in your business. The more information you have, the better. So again, you don't want to keep things for 6 months. So I don't want to buy something that's selling 2 a month and buy a dozen of them. If it's selling 2 a month, I only want 2 of them. I want that money in and out. And that way, and maybe in the meantime, I find something better to spend my money on. And that's what I'm going to go for. So I never want more than a month's supply of anything. And then, along with that is getting your money back before your next disbursement. Now, some of you are lucky enough to be grandfathered in and you have the 24-hour disbursement, and that's awesome. I wish I did, but unfortunately, I'm stuck on the every 2 week. Trying to put a letter together to send to Amazon, maybe I can get a bump down to every week, but that's unlikely. So probably going to be stuck at the 2-week disbursement. And funny thing, before I even completed Chris Green's book, which was fantastic, he mentioned something that I put in my original webinar the first time I gave this presentation. He calls it a nickel now or a dime later. My whole philosophy is I want a nickel now, I want a nickel later, and I want a nickel again before I ever sell that dime. Okay, I want to keep turning this stuff, because every time I get my money back, I know how to reinvest it better, bigger, get more returns. I am not all about waiting on the dime. I want those nickels. So some of the terms we need to know just going forward, going to be your cost of goods, and that's nothing more than what an item costs you. Profit margin, which is your profit divided by sale price. Return on investment, which is very key. I don't pay a lot of attention to my profit margin, but what I do pay a lot of attention to is my ROI. I want to know, am I getting at least 50% on my money? So to figure out your ROI, that is profit divided by your cost of goods. An example of that is EOS lip balm, and this is one that I did buy back in August. And the cost was $9.34. Sale price was right at $20. So my profit minus the fees was $5.20. That gave me a profit margin of 26%. Again, I don't care too much about that, but it gave me an ROI of 55%. So cost of goods, $9.34. Total profit after fees, $5.20. ROI, 55%. These things flew off the shelf. I bought 11 of them, sent 9 of them into Amazon, and I'm sorry, I sent all 11. 9 of them got there almost immediately because they went to Tennessee and Virginia. The other 2 took their slow boat over to Phoenix. I'm in Georgia, so they took a while to get over to Phoenix. But those 9 sold out and I bought them on August 27th. I sent them in. They got to the warehouse on September 1st. And by September 5th, I'd sold all 9 of them. So from the day I bought them and entered them into Amazon, packed them up, shipped them off, they got to the warehouse, got it put in stock, and started to sell was all of about a week from August 27th to September 5th. And that was a quick $45, $47, just almost immediately. And the other 2 got to Phoenix eventually, and they sold immediately upon arrival. So that also led me to knowing that EOS, which I'd never heard of, is a great brand of lip balm. And I've heard more about it since. It's organic and all that foo-foo stuff. That's cool. It's not really my thing. I don't care if people like to pay for it. Great. I will sell you EOS lip balm all day long. Thank you for buying it. So I made a quick turn and I built my knowledge base. And that came into play later on. I was able to find some more EOS later on off the shelf. Worked out great. Sent it in. Boom. More money. Turned just as quick. Stuff is gold. And I actually laid out the screenshot for you guys, which you cannot see. Spreecast doesn't allow that, but I have a picture of my Profit Bandit up there. If anybody wants the pictures, I'll be more than happy to send it to you, but trust me. It showed buying at 934, my profit would be 511. The actual profit that I made, like I said, was $5.20. So pretty accurate projection by Profit Bandit. So once you identify a fast turn, kind of by well, let me get into it this way. If you want to find a fast turn, there's a few different ways to go about it. My favorite is Target and Walmart in the clearance section. The reason I start there is it's a cheap way to get into several different products. I don't have to go too deep. I get them at a low price. If they work out, wonderful. If they don't, then I don't waste a lot of money and I just get a few, because usually clearance, you've only got a handful, which by the way is how I found the EOS lip balm. It was a whole 15% off at Target. The fact that I didn't see it on the shelf and it registered with me kind of irritated me. Because that was one that was probably sitting there just waiting to go all season long. And this was kind of an after season sort of deal. I think it was a summer set. And I got it at the end of the season for 15% off. But Target clearance, Walmart clearance, great places to start. Look for stuff that's in the new condition. I look for brand name, character themes. That would be, I'll get into this more in just a few minutes, but character themes are kind of like Star Wars. That's my name for them. I have no idea if that's an official term. It's my term. So you look for new condition, brand name, character themes, markdown percentage. If you see something's 90% off, whether you know it or not, it's worth at least scanning to see if there's any money to be made. I don't find much of the 90% off, but I find a lot of the 70% off at Target. Walmart is kind of hit and miss. Every store prices it their own way, but it can still turn out to be a great thing. As many of us found out with the X-Lax, that's where I first came across it, was Walmart clearance for $11 for a 90 count, sold for $80 for a 2-pack. That was good stuff. Discount stores, another place that I love to hit. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, Ross. Tuesday morning, Big Lots are my big spots to hit for the discount stores. And again, you're looking just for the brand name, character themes, and those stores are kind enough to show you, except Big Lots, they show you the MSRP as well as their selling price. So look for the big gap, the big margin between those two. If something says Marshalls selling for $15 and MSRP is 30, that's worth scanning. If I can find a 15 selling for 30 and the rank is good and everything looks like it's a go, I don't mind turning that. It's about a $7 or $8 profit, real quick, real easy. I try to keep my ranks under 10K in most categories. If you get in under 10,000, that is usually a very good place to start. 5K or less, of course, is even better. Those are your super fast turns. That's where you're just going to sell several a day. And baby, I stay 5K or less. I honestly do not like the baby category. I love babies. I just don't like their category. Too hard for me to figure out what in the world's going on with them. There are certain items that I think sell very well and they have great rank, but anything over 5K, I've just sat way too long on, so I don't mess with it. You can always check your data by going to camelcamelcamel.com. Great site to just see what kind of rank you got going on, what the sales price has been, the sales history. There's some tutorials out there. I've done a couple myself on just what to look for when you're checking Camel, but always keep that in the back of your mind. Again, that links pretty well from Profit Bandit. And just some of my ranks, and this all kind of depends on how much competition there is. The higher you go in rank, and yeah, it depends how you say higher or lower. The bigger the number, such as 100,000 is bigger than 1,000. The higher you get towards the 150 in toys, the more I start to look at how many sellers, and that's how all these categories are set. So for me, toys, 150,000 is about as high as I go. Q4, little different story. Everything flies. Health and personal care, about 100,000. Health and beauty, 50,000. Home and kitchen, 100,000. Grocery, 50,000. And again, baby, if you want to get into baby, 5,000. There's a lot of other categories out there. Those are the ones that I mainly stick to. I don't know much about the others. If you have any questions on rank, feel free to shoot those questions in there. Now, once you've gone to Target, you've gone to Walmart, you've gone to the TJ Maxx and Marshalls, you find these great fast turning items. What do you do with them? You slow down. You slow down, you take your time, you take a deep breath. You don't want to get caught going too deep too soon. Now, if you have a large budget, you can take a little more risk. But if you're on a $500 budget, you don't want to spend $100 on one item. And that's 20% of your entire budget that you're going to sink into one item. You do not want to get caught. Even if everything shows that it's great, be a little cautious. And I'll tell you the whys in just a minute. But if you have a $5,000 budget and you find clearance items and it's $100, jump all over it. There's no reason not to. So once you get into the discount stores or off the shelf and you find that there's a product in there that seems like it's good, you think you want it, you want to test it. You want to take a step back, buy 2 to 5 of them. I personally, I like the 5 side of that. My budget's a little bigger than it used to be. I used to only be able to afford 2 because I had to limit my risk. But now that I have a little more money, I go ahead and I buy 5 of them. I send them in. The reason I don't do 1 is 1 is a sale, 2 is a pattern, 5 is even more of a pattern. So if I send in 1 and it sells the first day it gets there, I don't know anything more than what I knew when I sent it in. All I know is it sold. Well, I knew that because it probably had a rank when I bought it. Otherwise, I wouldn't buy it. So what have I learned? Nothing. So I don't buy 1 of anything unless there's only 1 to be had. I buy at least 2 because if I sell 1 when it first gets there, that's a sale. But I sell 1 3 days later, now that's a pattern. And if I can do that with 5 items, even better. Now I can see how long did it take me to send in those items. Was it a week that they sold out, almost 1 a day? Was it 2 weeks where it was 1 every 3 days? You can watch your turn rate. It all goes back to what we talked about before with the turn rate. You want to monitor your items. You want to see how fast they're moving. You want to gauge what's going on with that product. So when you do go back to the store, you can buy maybe 10 to 20 of them. Still, I would not go extremely deep because competition changes. You think you're the only one that found that? No, competition is out there. So before you go buy too many of them, just slow down, buy 10 to 20 of them, see how those sell. Do they keep the same consistent 1 every couple of days, 2 a day? Then once you've tested thoroughly and you're convinced this is a great seller, go deep. Go for your 50 plus. The best way I've found to do that is find that product at the store, go and test it with your 2 to 5, but then get online. Go find it somewhere where you can order in bulk. If you can get it straight from the manufacturer, that's awesome. I have a tough time getting in with manufacturers myself. But what I am able to do is get in there and order 50 of them off of Target.com, Walmart.com, DollarTree.com. Any of these sites that have a web presence associated with their store, ToysRUs.com. All of those are viable places to get large quantities of product, and that's what I prefer to do. I want them to send me my items instead of me having to go get them. Saves me time, saves me a heartache. Once you do the testing, makes life real simple. Now, why do some items sell so much better than others? Well, to me, the things to focus on are true consumables. If I sell somebody a hammer, and I've said this 100 times, if I sell somebody a hammer, wonderful, that's great, I sold them a hammer. Now what? They're going to have that same hammer for the next 20 years. They may never buy another hammer in their lifetime. So I'm not going to focus on selling hammers. What I want to focus on are toothpaste, body wash, shampoo, conditioner. I want to focus on groceries. People love coffee. They love snack food. Holiday themed items are just all great places to look. These are all items where people are going to consume them. They are true consumables. They're going to use toothpaste every day, and in a month they're going to be out of toothpaste. They're going to need more of it. They're going to wash their hair every day. They're going to need more of it. They're going to eat food. They're going to drink coffee. They're going to need more of it. I don't want to sell hammers one time to one customer. I want to become their supply. And if not me directly, I want to become part of the supply chain. And that's what Amazon is. It's just a place for all of us to use as an outlet for our supplies. Vitamins are another one. People love vitamins, and it's vitamin B, vitamin B12, B complex, it's vitamin C, vitamin D, multivitamins, kids vitamins, Flintstone vitamins, gummy vitamins. Dude, there's a ton of vitamins out there. Go find some. Body wash, shampoo, like I already talked about. And then if you find some of these that have too much competition, but they're selling well, create multi-packs, create some bundles. I get into more of that in the some of the coaching sessions. I'm not going to hit on it too much here, but that's a way to separate yourself from the competition. So you found the product, it sold well, you tested it, you ordered a lot of it. Now you get a lot of competition because you did a great job of selling your stuff. Hey, turn around, get away from the competition, move on. The repricing, here we go. This blows me away. People apparently do not reprice a lot. Now, I do not have a repricer. I do everything manually. I go in at least every 2 days, if not more often. And the busier I am, the more towards the 2-day side of that I get. But man, if my sales slow down, I know something's up. And I go in and I go ahead and start, I reprice. I want to make sure I'm getting in the buy box. I want to be 2% higher than that lowest guy because I want my shot at it. So the prices fluctuate up and down. And I have made this mistake more times than I care to think about, where I sell an item a month ago and then I find one at the store. TJ Maxx carries mandolins. I think we all know about those. So I don't find one for a month. I send it in. I forget to check what's going on in the marketplace. I'll scan it and then go, yep, okay, it's still selling, but I don't really pay attention to the price compared to what I used to sell it at. I just know it's somewhere in that $23 to $27 range. I send it in. More times than I care to admit, I've left my price at, say, the $24, $25, and now it's selling at the $27, and I cost myself about 10% of the sale price. Prices fluctuate up and down. The repricing does not always mean marking your stuff down. As people sell out, that price will rise. There's no reason to be the bottom seller. So stay on your repricing both up and down every 2 days, no less. If you want to do it once a day, there's easy ways to set up your SKU. There's easy ways to set up your inventory tables so you can look at what you paid for an item. You can look at what the sales rank is, and you can see what the buy box price is. You can reprice that little puppy and go through your entire inventory in no time if you have a limited inventory, which I do. And fast turns are only fast if you have a share of that buy box. So that is the key. Now, if you make a bad buy, or if something changes in the marketplace where something that was a good, fast selling item suddenly turns sour on you, I'm not afraid to cut price and recoup my investment. Yeah, I'll take a loss. I don't like to. It's not something I enjoy doing. These little skull candies that I got on my head right now, yeah, that was a lesson learned. I'll get to that in a second. But sometimes you just got to get your money back. These were return defective, by the way. It seemed to work pretty well. But hey, got myself a pair of $75 headset. I was happy. Wasn't happy with the return. Happy that they worked though. Products to avoid, of course, anything that's banned or restricted. And if you can't sell it, don't look at it. And I know that sounds pretty straightforward for most people, but new sellers, I just taught my sister to start doing the FBA thing. And I spoke with her today on the phone, and she told me, she said, you talked about don't look at shoes if you can't sell shoes, and don't shop while you're sourcing. Shopping, that's what you do with family. Sourcing, that's what you do for work. Keep the two separated. And she would spend a lot of time wandering off into the shoes. Hey, if you're not able to sell shoes, don't go look at them. There's no reason to. Focus on what you're there for. Look at the clearance. Look at the items all through the store. If you're at a TJ Maxx, it's not just clearance items. All through the store, there's gold to be had. So stay away from categories you're not authorized to sell in. There's no reason to look at the stuff. Brands to stay away from. Some of them include Apple, Bose, Qi just recently came up. That's unfortunate. I was loving some Qi, but can't sell it anymore. So I don't have a definitive list on that. It's changing all the time. It's tough to keep up with. I know there's some places out there, if you do some searches, that'll give you brands to avoid, but just keep in mind, if you can't sell it, don't look at it. Expiration dates. The Amazon policy on expiration dates has recently changed. And if you go look at their policy on their helps page, it still shows the old policy. That is not the case anymore. It is not the 90-day and 49-day that it used to be. It's now 100 in some categories. It's 90. It's 60 in some. Hopefully they'll update it soon. I saw it in one of the Facebook forums, and it was an email that they had sent to one of the sellers, and they posted changes coming in the expiration dates, but know the policy. You can merchant fulfill those items, so you may not be able to send them FBA, but if it's lucrative, if there's margin there, you can always use it as merchant fulfilled. 13 ounces or less, send it first class. It costs you about $2-3, and it's a good way to go if you can do it. Throw the stuff in a lightweight box and get your merchandise shipped merchant fulfilled. Remember your temperature sensitive items. Thank goodness it is after October 1st and we can send chocolates again, because everybody loves chocolate for the holidays. Chocolates are good stuff. October 1st through April 30th, you are allowed to sell chocolate. After April 30th, don't do it. They will send it back, or they won't send it back, they'll destroy it, and you'll lose out on your money. So pay attention to the policies. You don't want to, don't try to fool them. Amazon knows what's going on. Now, the downside of fast turns and retail arbitrage when you're just pulling off the shelf. And the number one thing is competition. People will jump in on your listings, and the better you make your listings and the more available it is and the better it gets, the more competition you get. I had a product that I sold by myself for months and months and months, and I was selling one a day in health and personal care. Rank ran around 100,000, and that's the best way to learn the rank. If you can get a listing to yourself at least for a short time and start to see what that rank actually means, that's terrific. So that's how I learned health and personal care. 100,000 is roughly one a day, and nobody liked it. Nobody got on it. Then I started selling two a day, and that knocked it down to about 60 to 80,000. And still nobody really paid attention. They scanned it. It was right there. One of the options was it was a 3-pack of toothpaste, and they scanned it and didn't really get any attention. Then I started selling a solid 2 a day, sometimes 3 a day. Yeah, rank went down to about 20 to 40,000. I was selling the snot out of some toothpaste. I sent in 53 packs, and I got 7 visitors on that listing now. And now I sell a pack of toothpaste every 3 days. Yes, the stuff is flying out the door. It's ranked right around that 20,000 mark. We're selling lots and lots of it as a cumulative. Unfortunately, I no longer have the listing all to myself, and it kind of got hammered. So competition will find you. Another fear is if you find something at Target that is 50% off, and you think that's a great deal. Skull Candy headsets, right? $150 a piece. I found them for 75. I scanned it. 2 sellers, I believe, maybe 4, right at the 150 mark. And I said, wow, these are great. No rank because it's consumer electronics. They don't really give a rank most of the time. So, but I looked. I knew they were selling. You could check Camel. You knew the sale, and it's Skull Candy. It's a brand name. You know it's going to move. So I sent them in. I bought all 4 of them that they had. I sent them in. All excited. Go to the other Target that we have. We only have 2 in Savannah. I go to the other one, I find 4 more. My heart sank. I said, okay, if I found them at the last one, now I'm finding it at this one. This is probably a nationwide sale. And I knew better, and it was against my better judgment. I bought all 4 of those because, the little greedy part of me said, you got to grab these things. Great turn. Come on. So I did it. And sure enough, by the time they all got to the warehouse, I had over 100 competitors on that same listing. The price was driven down to 85 bucks, and I couldn't even get my money out. And they sat there for months. Here I am, I have been dubbed by some the fast turn king. Brett Bartlett, pokes fun at me all the time because all I do is sell fast turn stuff, and I'm sitting on stuff for months. And it was after about 2 months, we were down to 85 sellers, and the price was at $95. And I said, okay, at 95 bucks, I can get my money back, and that's what I did. And I sold all 8 of them at $95. Broke even on all of them until these got returned. These got returned. Now I'm sitting on a $75 loss on them. Luckily, they still work. I'm using them. I'm making the best of a bad situation, but competition will find you. And I got them at 50% off. Now, some people were probably late to the party and benefited because we all know Target likes to mark down every couple of weeks, once a month. They were at 70%. People were buying them at 70%, coming in at 85 bucks. They were probably making a few dollars, but still I couldn't compete with them. So that's the downside of some of the retail. You have to factor in how many sellers there are. If something is kind of a fast turn, not a super fast turn, more sellers, more you got to take rank into consideration. And Amazon. We all know Amazon loves to jump in on stuff that sells well. Excuse me. I was selling vitamins like a champ, several a day. I was cranking them out, actually about one an hour. I mean, as many as I could send in, they were selling one an hour. It was awesome. Then after I sold, I don't know, hundreds of them, I actually took the big plunge, ordered 135 of them. I ordered 99 of them off Walmart.com and 36 off Walgreens.com. And they all came in, and I packed them all up, and I sent them all off just in time for, oh, no, I'm sorry. I got them all in on order, and just before I sent them off, I apologize, Amazon jumped in on the listing, and suddenly they were selling a 3-pack of vitamins for less than I could even buy them for. And I was stuck. So I actually had them sent to my team member. That's something else I can help you guys with. It's been a tremendous boom to my business, but I had them shipped to my team member. And so she got 99 of them. I got the other 36. And I said, just send them in as singles and we'll just eat it. We'll burn through them slowly. And that's all I knew to do. Now, recently they did sell out the other day. Finally, after a few months, those 3-packs and the few 3-packs I had in stock, boom, flew out the door again. Several an hour. It wasn't even one an hour because Amazon had been selling them, had such a following. I was selling 2 and 3 in an hour, and about 12 hours, I was all sold out, and I still had all those singles that I'd sent in. I made the bad call, but anyway, it's a long story. Fact is, Amazon can come in and crush you at any given time. So I shy away from anything that Amazon is listed on. It's, I'm not saying there's not money to be made. I'm saying there's easier ways to make money, and it doesn't tend to turn very quickly if things don't. Oh, did I fade out on you guys? Someone pop in if I kind of lost you for a second. Okay, everybody's keeping up, I guess. Sometimes I have a little bit of computer trouble. Okay, cool, I'm fine. All right, so Amazon came in on the listing, crushed me. So now, unless I can get something for about a quarter of the price that Amazon's selling it at, and I know that sounds ridiculous, because what I look at is Amazon can probably sell stuff for about half of what they are selling it at. So unless there's still profit to be made at half of their price, I don't even touch it. Now, the other downside is always turning inventory is a lot of work. I don't get a lot of downtime. Because I sell my inventory every 30 days, I have to replenish my inventory every 30 days. I have to be constantly buying, constantly selling, constantly turning. And I wish I had the graphic up here to show you guys, but I'll just tell you, here's my numbers. In the last 30 days, I've done a little over 13,000 in sales. A lot of that's due to Q4, but on a normal month, I'm still doing 11 to 12,000. I'm just seeing a big jump lately. But I have 510 items. That's 510 actual items in stock and 2 oversized, so I guess 512. I have 104 SKUs. So 510 items on 104 SKUs, and I sold in the last 30 days 617 items. I have less than a month's supply of everything. Even if I sold my entire inventory, I don't have enough there for a month. I went to the CES last weekend. That was a mind-blowing event. Uh, can't even begin to tell you how great that was, and I won't rub it in for those of you that weren't there, but the ones of you that were, you know how good it was. But I also took 4 days out of my business, and I'm still trying to recover from it. I have not gotten enough inventory in, and here we are, fourth quarter, this stuff's cranking. When you sell your inventory every 30 days, you are constantly buying, constantly packing, constantly shipping. Even when you have a team member that you ship a lot of that stuff to, and she's helping you or he's helping you, um, you're constantly busting your butt to keep enough stuff in stock to keep the money flowing. So, in summary, and this is it, the formula for fast turns, and this came right up here. Brand name plus low rank plus low competition equals a fast turn. I know, that's amazing stuff right there, but seriously, that is what I look for when I'm selling products or when I'm buying products. I want strong brand name. That is first and foremost. I put these in order for a reason. Okay, the first thing I look for, and I'll go through that again, brand name plus low rank plus low competition equals a fast turn. I want a strong brand name. I want something easily recognized by, yes, thank you, Maureen. If you look in the chat, she typed that out. Wish I was smart enough to do that. See, I got all the stuff up here. I'm not so good at the typing. Yeah, the brand. I see my little wheel turning. Hopefully you guys still got me. All right, there we go. Am I back? All right, it timed out. Okay, we're back. I paused. I saw it this time. I caught it. Thank you, guys. Yeah, so the brand name, the low rank, the low competition equals fast turn. You know, that brand name is going to kind of take you down the road of what to scan. The scan power and the profit bandit are going to give you the rank. That rank is going to lead you in the other thing that scan power is so much better than profit bandit at, and this is why I fell in love with it once I saw the side-by-side comparison, is that they show you exactly how many competitors you have. So the higher in the rank you get, the more I worry about how many sellers there are. If it's a fast turner, like I've got some health and beauty stuff right now, or health and personal care, excuse me, that's 3,000. I don't care if there's 100 people selling it. That stuff's going to fly. So I don't pay a lot of attention to sellers on the really low rank stuff. The higher the rank, the more I care, because I want it to turn within a couple of weeks. How many sellers are low competition? Larry Holiski asked. It depends. You know, it depends on the rank. So again, if it's ranked under 3,000 and there's 100 of us, I don't care. If it's ranked 25,000 and there's 100 of us, I might shy away from it. So it starts to gauge. Now, if it's ranked 100,000 and I'm the only seller or one of two, I'm okay with that. I'm going to sell one a day, one every couple of days. So, you know, it kind of depends, I guess, and it's just a gut feeling. I can't really tell you what a great rank is and what competition is. That's just something you got to kind of work through experience. So that is the conclusion of my presentation. Again, right down here, where we at? DuaneMalekCoaching.com if you want some information about my coaching. Or you can go to just DuaneMalek.com, and that's where my blog is. I got a newsletter I'm going to start sending out more regularly now that things are hopefully calmed down for a while. Even though it's fourth quarter, I don't know. Maybe that's not a good statement. But I'm going to start putting out a more regular newsletter just to kind of give you guys some of the tips and some of the things that I come across. And then if you have any questions, now's the time. I would love you guys to jump on the mic with me. If anybody's got a camera, got a microphone, you should have some questions. And, you know, please fire away with whatever you got. And we're checking the questions. Okay. So here we go. Larry again, who, by the way, comes with some great questions all the time. The guy's always firing away at me. What's minimum ROI that you are looking for? I'm sorry, I meant to cover that. I am always looking for at least a 50% ROI, and my personal average is about a 30% profit margin and a 70% ROI. That is just my average. So I am always looking for a minimum of 50, and I'll take anything above that as long as it turns quickly. I don't mind taking a little bit of a hit. Now, any certain brand vitamins. Can't give away all the secrets. They're out there. You got to find them. And actually, I sell several different brands. It's not just one. Right now, I'm selling 3 different brands, and I'm only scratching the surface. There are a ton of brands. So, on the vitamins, I'll give you guys a little hint on what I do, I guess. What I tend to do is if I find a vitamin that is, say, a vitamin C, and it sells really well and it's brand X, I'm going to look at all the vitamin C's of every brand that I can find. If I find one that sells good, follow the trail. Find all the vitamin C's, or go the other direction. If you find a vitamin C of brand X, well, look at the vitamin B of brand X. Look at the multivitamin of brand X. So you can you can go either way with that. Either follow it across the board where you follow just that brand, or follow it where you go with the product. Okay, so that's kind of the couple of different ways. I hope that helps. I know it's not a specific answer. I know there's a lot of people selling a lot of stuff on here. I'm going to let everybody kind of figure out their own brands and what they like for themselves. I'm not here to just blow everybody's stuff out of. Come hit me up. I'll tell you what my store name is. I'm not a big fear monger. Competition's out there. You guys are going to find me. I don't care, but I'm not going to do it because there may be other people selling the same stuff. Since you look at health and beauty, can you talk about special packaging requirements? That's from Maureen. Packaging requirements, of course, anytime you put anything in a multi-pack or a bundle, you have to bag it and put it in a poly bag, shrink wrap it. You're going to have to put your suffocation warning on there if it doesn't come automatically on the bag or pre-printed. So you need your suffocation warning. You need to put a label that says sold as set. It seems ridiculous to some things. I mean, when you put it in a poly bag and you fold it over and it's sealed tight, it should be obvious it's a set. Amazon says to put the sticker that says ready to ship or sold as set. That's their requirements. That's what you need to do. Expiration dates. Here's something new that I just found out. If you sell something with an expiration date, the expiration dates by Amazon policy are supposed to match within the same multi-pack. So if X-Lax, which has been very popular lately, if you have 2 boxes of 90 count X-Lax, by Amazon policy, they are supposed to have the same expiration date. Otherwise, they cannot be multi-packed. They have to be sold individually. I in the past, actually just put whatever the earliest expiration was. So if one expired, say, May of 2014 and the other September of 2014, then I would just put the May for the multi-pack. That is actually wrong. Do not do that. They have to match. So then you put your item label. So the 4 labels you need on a multi-pack would be your suffocation warning, your ready to ship or sold as set, your expiration, and your barcode for your item label with the FN SKU. And then also, if you sell a small item, which is basically less than the width of a credit card, it has to be in a poly bag, and liquids have to be in a poly bag. You cannot shrink wrap those. Other than those couple of things, shrink wrapping and poly bagging are usually pretty well interchangeable. Even if you do shrink wrap, do yourself a favor and go ahead and slap that the suffocation warning on there, because I've been told 2 different things by seller support. One said, yes, you do need it. One said, no, you don't. The labels are cheap. Slap a suffocation warning on anything you send with plastic. George, you're nice. I appreciate it, man. He said kudos. Every now and then you need a little encouragement, so I appreciate that. Rick Hubbard, when I find something that ranks well, I also look on Amazon at people who bought this, also bought that. Yes, I go into more detail on that in my coaching. That is actually one of the great ways to figure out what to bundle together. So that's an excellent point. Randall Carroll says, what sales rank do you likely stay below in home goods? Again, home goods, I assume you mean home and kitchen. To me, if I'm the only seller, I'm happy at 100,000. If I'm one of two sellers, somewhere around 80,000, and so on and so forth until it gets to about 10,000. And then I don't really care how many sellers. But I have been the only seller for quite a while in a few things. One of them was a home and kitchen, and one sale a day was about 100,000. 3 sales a day runs between 20 and 40,000. What is a good rank to stay under on toys from your experience, please? That is from Pans Neely Stouffer. I'm conservative on toys, and there are some big toy experts out there. Maureen is one of them. She is a toy pro, so she's much more qualified to answer that than I am. I stay under 150. That's just me. I have no idea. I've never been the only seller of a toy, so I have no idea what 150 really means. I've just found that if I put a toy in there at 150 rank and there's only one of them, it sells within a month. And I can't really be any more specific than that. On toys, again, I look for character themes. I look for the Star Wars, Thomas the Train. Let's see, I have a whole, I think I missed that whole slide. Let's see if I can, yeah, here we go. Yeah, Sesame Street, Transformers, Cars, Toys, Star Wars. Those are all great character themes. For home and good, home category, I look for the KitchenAid, the OXO. Some of the health and beauty would be Crest, Colgate, and Aveeno. I meant to mention that earlier and I missed it. So that's what I stay under, is 150,000 in toys. If you want to go up higher, it's probably a good time of year to do that. Experiment a little bit, see what happens. And all right. Gary Bird, I'm not sure how you pronounce your last name, I'm sorry. Let's see, you just had something up there. Yep, and it's gone now. Something about a scan fob. Never mind, I probably couldn't answer it anyway. Oh, there, you guys are chatting about the scan fob. Yeah, Chris Green showed me his KDC 200, I believe it is, with his scan glove. Dude, that was awesome. I was jealous immediately. But I don't have a scan fob. And I've been poked at, and made fun of because I don't have a scan fob. But no, I'm still out there scanning with the phone. James Hoagland, yeah, he's a superstar, rock star seller, and he said all rules change on toy category for Q4. So there you go. James is a man to listen to. Maureen, listen to her. I'm not a toy guy. You want toothpaste? I'll tell you about toothpaste. You want toys? Go somewhere else. I'll tell you a little bit I know, but it's not much. Which, by the way, guys, just want to let you know, some people pick on me because I sell toothpaste, and what I say is toothpaste sells year round. So to me, it's a good foundation. Groceries, coffee sells year round. These are the kind of things that you want to build your business on, in my opinion. Other people will tell you other things, but I go for the true consumables. I watch my kids with toothpaste, and they'll squirt it on their toothbrush, stick it under the water, and wash it right down the drain. And then they'll put more on there. And then they go through toothpaste about one a week. And they go through a tube. So, I saw that and I went, wait a minute, there's something here. And if you want to get an idea of fast turns, I got a little homework assignment for you. Go look around your house, because we're all consumers. We all are customers. We all buy things that we are attracted to. Brand loyalty is strong. I didn't touch too much on that in this presentation, but brand loyalty is amazing. People like their Colgate, and if they like Colgate, I want to sell them Colgate. You know how I know people like Colgate? I use Colgate. I scanned my Colgate. I said, hey, there's money to be made in Colgate. That's cool. I scanned some snack mix. Why? Because I bought snack mix, and I was playing with the little Flow app, and I zapped my Chex Mix, and the stuff popped up, and I said, wow, it's selling for 25 bucks. There's money to be made here. I have found more money around my house, more replenishables around my house, and it's really one of my unfair advantages, honestly, guys. I'm extremely ordinary and average, and therefore I am the average consumer. So if I buy it, I know I can sell it, and a lot of people out there buy it. So I'm sorry if you're not as normal and average as I am. It's truly an unfair advantage, but that is really how I found a lot of my stuff. The vitamins, it was because my mother-in-law needed vitamins, and my father-in-law bought some, and I would just happen to be there, and I said, hey, let me scan those. Bam. Oh, wow, look at that. That's a good brand. That's a good vitamin. I'm going to sell more of those vitamins, and I'm going to sell more like them. Look around your house, see what you can come up with. What all did I like about Scan Power? Scan Power did two things that I found extremely useful compared to Profit Bandit. It gave me the number of sellers. More specifically, it gave me the number of FBA sellers. So where Profit Bandit may say 24 new and give you 2 FBA sellers, and you think, oh, there's only 2 of them. But when you dig deeper, there's actually 10 or 12 of them out of the 24. Profit Bandit will, or excuse me, Scan Power will break down how many are merchant fulfilled sellers and how many are FBA sellers, which I find very, very useful. And then it gives you the inventory levels, which I really like. Because if I see somebody has 1,000 of something, that may make a difference in my mind whether or not I want to compete against them. And I really did find that. I forget what the product was, but somebody had over 1,000 of them. And I said, I'm not going to compete with somebody that has that many. It's just going to be too much competition. There's easier things to find. It wasn't that great of a product, so I put it back on the shelf and walked away. Now that's one that if I had Profit Bandit, I probably would have bought it, and I may have still been sitting on it, a month from now or 2 months from now. I don't really know, but there's more detail, better information with the Scan Power than there is with Profit Bandit. But Profit Bandit is an excellent tool also. I've used it for months now. So I'm not knocking on one or the other. I'm not going to tell you to buy one over the other. I'm just trying to give you an objective opinion of both. Do I do any wholesale? I wish. I am working on wholesale. I am trying to find wholesalers. I have a tough time getting into wholesale. People don't seem to want to deal with somebody who sells on Amazon. That's just a roadblock I'm running into. Barrington is in here. He's in the group. He lives on wholesalers, so it can be done, and the guy is a master, and I'm trying to learn from him. So no, I do not do wholesale, but it can be done, and be done very well. Barrington just said he's laughing. Yeah, he's laughing all the way to the bank. That man has got something going on. So no, if I could get a wholesale deal, I would, and I am working on it. What's the minimum that you look for in a product that you would like to sell? What's the minimum what? John Polansk, if you could, if you're saying minimum price, I mean, I'll pay $3 for something if it returns $3 to me. I sell all kinds of dollar store stuff for, that I buy in a 3-pack or 6-pack, and I sell it for 11 or 18. I try to double my money. If you're saying the minimum quantity, that kind of depends. If it's something off the shelf, then I'm going to be able to replenish it. Doesn't mean that just because it's a one-time deal at Big Lots that I'm not going to buy it. I do plenty of that also. Just found some great razors at Big Lots. I was all over them, sent them in. I just had a gut feeling on them. Not huge money, but I'm paying like $3 and making 2, so I'm happy. And they're selling about 1 a day with competition, so not a bad deal. Duane, what do you use to remember the items that you need to replenish? Evernote, a list, or your memory? I use my memory to some extent because I know what my replenishables are. I only have about 10 out of my 100 SKUs that are true replenishables, and I just try to make sure I go back and check those. I do keep a list in my QuickBooks that has all of my products, but for the most part, I just go through my inventory as I reprice. I take a look at some of that older stuff that maybe I don't sell anymore. I take a look at what I am currently selling, and that kind of jogs my memory usually as to whether or not I need to replenish something. But I can tell you off the top of my head what I replenish. Sydney, you're welcome. She said, thank you for the great explanation. Okay, what is the minimum you look for in a product that you would like to sell? Still, I don't know if you mean minimum quantity or the minimum price, minimum rank, minimum what? That was John again. If you could just tell me what the minimum, what are you asking exactly? And I'll be more than happy to tell you. And again, if anybody's willing to jump on here, I would love to have somebody on here with me. As you can tell, I'm sucking down water and my throat's getting dry, so. Oh, no takers. Come on, guys. Okay, let me go back up to the chat and see if I missed anything. Okay, Barrington suggested replenishment replenishment alerts. So that's another option. That's something I don't really use. Maybe I need to learn more about it. So take a look. And all right, do we have any other questions? Chris Green did make it. Is that what I'm reading? Is Chris actually on here? I would love Chris to jump on for a minute if he's here. I don't know. His picture's been up there the whole time. I don't know if he's really here or not. See, yeah, now everybody's asking Barrington. I'm telling you, see? Barrington, yeah, you need to get on here and do some talking. You need to get on here and do your own show possibly. I know a lot of people want to hear from Barrington. There's no doubt about that. No problem, James. I got all excited when you said Chris was here, but now he shot me a message earlier and said he was probably going to be away, so I didn't expect him to show up. Okay, David Penley says, I get those alerts automatically. So, okay, I guess you can set up the alerts. And Barrington, putting the kids to bed. My show will be out soon. Awesome, man. Looking forward to it. All right. Oh, okay, we do have somebody. And Maureen, if you're ready to go, she said she'll talk. And here is the toy expert. If you guys got questions, she is the one to ask. All right. Got that beautiful face up. She is ready to go. She's smiling. She's happy. And she is on screen.
Oh, good. All right. I was seeing a bunch of messages go through the chat about the email that Amazon sends you about if you're out of stock or low in stock. Look, those are like once a week, I think, is their frequency. So if you're relying on those, then you might miss out on restocking in a timely fashion. If you're having a certain amount of SKUs that you're selling regularly, or you really want to know if they're going to cut out, then I would really recommend. Okay, sorry. What about now? Okay, good. All right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
point being, if you have a few SKUs you want to track and want to know immediately when you're getting low, then set up the replenishment alerts on those particular SKUs. It's just done through your fulfillment by Amazon view and the manage FBA inventory, and then you select the SKUs, and then you you could set the quantity in which the alert goes off. So it doesn't have to be 0. In fact, I don't recommend it be 0. If you're getting to like 5 or 2 or whatever, then get the alert. And I've been finding that now it's published as a digest, like a nightly digest, which is great. And actually keeps reminding you if you still have the replenishment alerts. So I would, yeah, especially now with the sales velocity increasing with Q4, I don't think you can wait a week to find out you stocked out. I mean, a lot of people are just tracking their sales anyway, like their all their pending sales and completed sales and such. But it's gonna be a flurry of activity, and I'd rather you get a proper notification in a timely fashion. Yeah, exactly, Randall. 0 and you're out. Exactly. Yeah, and that's the issue, is that they take a while to get to the warehouse. Yeah, that's how all in your timing. So you want to know. Now, I mean, it may screw up where exactly it's going to be routed to, but at least you can be prepared and get it all packed up, and just take a gamble on which warehouse it's going to. I mean, if you're down to 2 and it's going cross country, that might be a problem. That might take up to 4 or 5. It might take 4 to just get there. And, if it's like if it's gonna be on a weekend too. So yeah, you'll figure it out. But you just want to be notified in a timely fashion. That's all I wanted to say. This is your show in fast turns. So
No, thank you. No, no, I'm done. Now is just time for you to jump on and anyone ask questions, answer
yeah.
questions. Thank you. I had no idea, and actually, I'm going to hit you up later to get exactly where to set that up at because I had no idea. So, no, foolish me. I just go through and check my inventory as I go along and try to keep up. And yes, I am at zero quantity on some things, and I am kicking myself because I was selling several a day, and I did not expect it, and I got caught. So I'm not happy. So I will later and get
Yeah.
say that
Well,
again.
how
It was
about
under
message me after
FBA
this
management
recast
or
and
where is it?
then we could do it. Okay.
Okay. All right. Hey, and just real quick while I've got you on here, what is your
Oh,
policy on rank
okay.
for
My
toys this time
All
of year?
right. I'm gonna say it depends, and that's pretty cliche, but that's actually if to save you 50 grand on an MBA, that's all you learn for 2 years is it depends. No, I'm serious. That's like every class is like it depends. Now the situation with okay, with more of the mainstream toys that are I would say like a year old, 2 years old, I generally follow the 150K rule, but I also specialize in some hard to find toys and uh, some that haven't been on listed on Amazon in a while, like the ones that are sold out for a long, long time. So with the hard to find stuff, that's a whole nother strategy. Basically, it could be, I've sold things that had like a million sales rank, but that is all going to be dependent on your marketing outside of Amazon and also in Amazon, making sure the product page is optimized for good keyword searches. But those are for talk about like the opposite of fast turns. It's really a slow turn. Those are particular products that you get like super cheap and like you find them in a thrift store. Like I find them at auctions too in big lots. But yeah, for like the main toys right now, just look within 150K. If you can try to not, it's going to be hard to. I'm getting stuck with things that Amazon has stuck. It has stock, and I'm basically waiting for them to stock out. Yeah, and competition is going to be pretty high. So I would just yeah, stick with under 150K and just make sure that you have enough margin into it too. And you can get it, and you get it, yeah, you get it in the warehouse in a timely
Okay,
fashion.
cool. Thanks for the advice. Glad to know I was on the right track. Yeah. Yes, I learned that from a great little book,
Emphasis on
Beat the
little.
Rush, by yours truly. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that was no, it's great, great response to the book. Thank you, Duane.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So thank you. I appreciate you writing it. I learned a lot from
No
it,
problem.
and so I appreciate your efforts. And thanks
No,
for
you're doing a
jumping
great
on
job.
the Spreecast. And I think that's about.
Oh, yes.
Thanks. Was it at
No, I
least
stay the whole
interesting?
time.
Did
I'm
I
still
did I
here.
not bore you too much? Cool. You were probably packing
Yeah.
and shipping the whole time too, knowing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's good. Multitask.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not worth watching. Just listen to me. You pick up a little bit of something here and there. All right. Good show. Excellent stuff. Thank you guys. When is Maureen's Spreecast on toys? There you go. Larry's asking for it. Oh, she jumped off. Who knows? All right. Good stuff. All right. Guys, I appreciate it. That is my fast turns. That is the basis for everything I do. Um, I take the fast turn philosophy, then I kind of step it up a notch. I take the fast turns and then I turn it into replenishables. I take the replenishables, I segment those out into multi-packs, bundles, parent-child listings, which I absolutely love. So I teach you how to do those in an effective manner. That's great because it's one listing, multiple products. I hate creating listings, so that's right up my alley. I get a little bit into how to figure out your numbers. Like I said, I can tell you dead cold for the month of September. I did 12.7 in sales, and this is off the downloaded spreadsheet, which is a little bit different than if you pull it up on another chart, but 12.7 in sales. And I did 5,100 in cost of goods. That's what I actually spent. My profit was 3,500. That gave me a profit margin of 29%. It gave me an ROI of 69%. I show you exactly how to go through all that and figure it out so that when someone asks you, how much did you make? Because everyone wants to know, hey, I did 13,000 in sales. Well, what was your profit? I show you how to find out in just a short time. So if anybody's interested, hit me up. I got it all in the coaching courses. It's all available for you. DuaneMalekCoaching.com or DuaneMalek.com is my blog. Yeah, variation listings are awesome. See, James knows. I'm telling you, that dude's a stud. If he tells you it's good, listen to him. That guy knows what's going on. A lot of heavy hitters in here, and I appreciate everybody's time. That is fantastic. I really do. I've taken up an hour of your time. Hopefully you got something out of it. And if you have any questions, I'm on Facebook. It's not hard to find me. I do also, as part of the coaching, just so you know, you get into a private Facebook group with me. We only have, I think, 19 members right now. I keep it very small. It's only people that I coach or other coaches that I've invited to come in to try to work with people, help you grow your business. My whole focus is to make sure that anything that you pay me for coaching, you get that money back within 2 weeks. I'm a fast turn person. That's just how I operate, and that's what I want to make happen for you. So if you think I can help you grow your business, you know, my coaching's available. If it's just a question here and there, hit me up. I'm not going to hold back and say, no, you have to buy my course to get those answers. Guys, I'm here to help you. So anything I can do, I want to do it. And if you have ideas for the blog, let me know what your ideas are. Tell me what you need to know. Tell me, you know, and if I can tell you, then I'll do it. And if not, I got a pretty good network of people that I can rely on, like Maureen. If you got a toy question, I'm not going to answer it for you. I'm going to go to Maureen and I'm going to say, hey, can you help me out with this? Because she knows toys. If nothing else, I have learned who to ask about different subjects, and I can find out the answers for you, and I don't mind doing that. I enjoy doing it. I spend probably too much time doing it because it's just part of the fun for me. So let me know if I can help you. Find me on Facebook. Find me on my blog. Shoot me an email, malekfba@gmail.com. It's malekfba@gmail.com. So lots of ways to get a hold of me, guys. And if you need to, I'm available. If that's it for the questions, I'm going to check one more time, and then we are going to call it a show. Quick shout out to Chris Green, who helped me get all this set up today, including the part where he said, hey, your computer that you're trying to use is not good. Go buy a new one. Yes, sir. I'll go buy a new one, and it has made all the difference in the world. Guys, thank you very much. Hit me up if I can help you. Everyone, have a good night. Take care, and I will talk to you soon. Oh, hey, one more thing. Before I go, hey, over here, see that? Click the little follow me. That way you'll get notified anytime I have something to share on a Spreecast. That's the last thing right there. Follow me. All right. All right, guys. Been awesome. Thank you so much. I feel like it was a great success for my first Spreecast, and it's been an honor to be here with so many of you. James, you're welcome. I have admired you from afar, sir, so very honored to have you in the room tonight. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.